you cool cats and kittens. My name is Ranger Nikki and I work here at Olympic National Forest, and today we're going to be learning a little bit more about leave no trace. So before we get started, I just want to know how everyone is feeling. So using your thumbs, go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you're feeling good today, or a thumbs down if maybe you're not feeling too good, or maybe you're somewhere in the middle. Alright, a lot of thumbs up, that's good. I hope we're all having a lot of thumbs up because we're going to be doing a lot of fun activities today and learning a lot and using our brains. Alright, so for our first activity, I want everyone to close their eyes and just really focus on listening for 10 whole seconds. And I know that's a long time, but we're going to do it together, so it's going to be okay. So go ahead and close your eyes, and I'll let you know when 10 seconds is over. Make sure you're listening. Alright, go ahead and open your eyes. How does it feel? So I want everyone to share one thing that they heard when they had their eyes closed and they were listening really hard. Yeah, you heard some birds. Me too, that's pretty cool. You heard some mountain lions? Oh, I didn't hear those, but okay, cool. All right, thank you everyone for participating in the first activity. For our second activity, I'm really curious what everyone's favorite thing to do outside is and why. So I want you to take a couple of seconds and think about what your favorite thing to do outside is. Maybe it's camping, hiking, fishing, mountaineering, snowshoeing. So go ahead and think about that for a little bit. All right, what did you come up with?
Bird watching.
And then what did you think?
Canoeing.
Awesome, yeah, I also love bird watching. I also love canoeing. Really fun activities. So it was pretty nice when it was really quiet and we could hear everything, right? Well, today to wrap up our Leave No Trace education, we're going to be focusing on the last principle, which is be courteous to others. So just because it's the last principle doesn't mean it's the least. So we're going to be learning about what it means to be courteous and how we can be courteous to others in the forest. So first we need to learn what being courteous means. Does anyone have any ideas? Yeah, being nice. Yeah, making sure everyone feels welcome when they're out in the forest. Anything else? Being respectful, super. And to help us get a better understanding of being courteous, we're going to play an activity. And so for this activity, I'm going to say kind of like a behavior or something, an action you might do in the forest or somewhere out in the woods. And I want you to go to the considerate side of the wall and just stay there, and then we're going to talk about it. And if you think it's an inconsiderate behavior, I want you to go to the inconsiderate side of the wall, and then we're going to talk about it. All right, ready for the activity? So for the first behavior, I'm going to say listening to music really loud when you're out on a hike. Maybe you have a little speaker or you're just playing some music on your phone, blasting some Nicki Minaj. Do you think that's considerate or inconsiderate? Good job. So yeah, it's pretty inconsiderate because a lot of times when people are going out in nature, they just want to be able to listen to all the bird sounds or maybe the water. And so if you're blasting your music, they first of all might not like Nicki Minaj, or they just might want to have a nice, quiet, peaceful time. So we want to make sure that when we're out in the forest, we're not blasting our music for other people to hear. Okay, what about moving out of the way but staying on durable surfaces if there's another group coming towards you? Do you think that's considerate or inconsiderate? Yeah, good job. That's super considerate, especially if it's a larger group than you and if they're going uphill. You want to scoot out of the way a little bit so they can pass and keep going. Good job. Next one is talking really loud. Maybe you're with your friends and you get really excited because you see a bear or something, and so you scream, "Bear!" And then your friends are like, "Oh my gosh." And then people on the trail are like, "What is going on?" And then the bear is like, so we want to make sure, well, what do you think? Do you think that's inconsiderate or considerate? It's pretty inconsiderate because, again, just like the loud music, people want to be nice and peaceful, and you might scare off any wildlife that people are looking at, especially any bird watchers. They're always listening for those really cool bird calls. Okay, next we're going to do asking if you can pet people's dogs. Inconsiderate or considerate? Do you think people want you to just run up and pet their dog, or do you think they want you to ask? Good job, it's considerate. So you definitely want to ask, make sure the dog is friendly, make sure that they want some pets, and then go ahead and pet them. But make sure you're using your quiet voice because you don't want to yell about someone's dog, even though I get really excited, especially if I see a pug or something, so it's understandable. Next up, what about you're going on a hike, you're walking, and you get really tired, you just want to take a break, so you sit down in the middle of the trail. Do you think that's considerate or inconsiderate? Yeah, good job, that's inconsiderate. So if you're feeling really tired, you want to take a break, it's okay to take a break, but you're going to want to find some durable surface to stop on. Maybe there's a picnic bench, picnic table, or maybe a nice rock to sit on, but make sure that you're not blocking the trail because people are probably going to want to go past you. So maybe you want to take your furry friend on a walk, your dog or your cat or your pet possum, I don't know. Do you think it's considerate or inconsiderate to have them off leash? Good job, that is inconsiderate. Not only can your dog, possum, or cat be a little aggressive and get too close to people, but it might also scare off wildlife, and there's a lot of birds that are really scared by dogs, so it's important to either leave your pet at home or keep them on a leash. Next one. Do you think it's considerate or inconsiderate if your grandma calls you and she really wants to talk, but you kind of have to talk really loud so that she can hear you, and you're on a hike and you have your friends there and you're like, Grandma, my day is going well. Do you think that's considerate or inconsiderate? Yeah, that's pretty inconsiderate. If your grandma calls you, maybe you can give her a quick text, tell her you'll talk to her later, or walk back to the trailhead and talk to her there, maybe from your car, because like I said before, a lot of people are coming out to nature because they want to relax, chillax, and enjoy some quiet. So you're walking on the trail, not the living room, and you see some horses or some mountain bikes coming towards you. Are you just going to keep walking and hope that they move out of the way? Do you think that's considerate? Just keep walking? Or do you think that's inconsiderate? Go ahead and go to whatever side you think it is. Yeah, that's pretty inconsiderate. So if we're just hiking, we actually want to yield or move out of the way of those folks on stock or on mountain bikes to make sure that they stay nice and safe and we don't get trampled by a horse, because that sounds pretty scary. All right, everyone, thank you so much for participating in that activity. I hope you learned a little bit more about what is a considerate behavior or courteous behavior or a inconsiderate behavior. Now I want you to reflect on why it's important that we do these behaviors.
Because we want everyone to have a fun time outside and feel safe and accepted.
All right, well, now you all are leaders about how to be courteous to others as one of the Leave No Trace principles. So are you ready to go out and hike around and make sure that you're a leader and you're doing all these behaviors and all these actions and making sure people feel safe and welcome in the forest? Nice. But also, we're all human and we make mistakes and sometimes we forget. Sometimes my grandma calls me and I'm like, oh, I really want to talk to my grandma. And is it okay for someone in your group to maybe tell you, shh, don't talk to your grandma right now? That's okay, right? Because we have to remind each other about these principles and make sure that we're all on the same page and all out in the forest to have a good time. Well, that wraps up our activities to learn a little bit more about Leave No Trace principles, specifically the last one, be courteous to others. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Again, my name is Ranger Nikki, and I'll be here if you have any questions. But other than that, please enjoy all of the cool trails we have here in Olympic National Forest.